What's up, everyone? It's Dark Kitty here, and today I will be reading Chapter 3 of the Crash Bandicoot fanfic that I wrote called Cursed. I hope you are all enjoying it so far. I can't believe I finally got another chapter done. Anyway, let's get started with Chapter 3. Natalie and Rusty sat in the living room of Cortex Castle. Rusty tried to find something to heal Natalie's wounds, but he could not find anything. He was about to do something he would probably regret. "Natalie," he said, "I really hate to say this, but we have to tell your parents about this. The others also need to know about this." "Don't," Natalie said. "What if I get in trouble? And what about you? You might get in trouble for even taking me to that island." "It'll be all right. Just stay right there and don't worry about anything. I'm contacting the others. They need to know about this or your wounds will never be healed." Rusty went upstairs to the computer and clicked on voice chat. Cortex's face appeared. They must have been at a motel because that was what it looked like. There must have been a computer there as well. "Hi, Rusty," said Cortex. "How's Natalie doing?" "Not so good," Rusty said. "I need to talk to Aislinn and Entropy. Actually, I need to talk to all of you. Something bad has happened to Natalie." Cortex called the others over to the screen. "What's happened now?" he asked. "I want you to see for yourselves," said Rusty. He called Natalie's name and she came walking up the stairs slowly and carefully. When the others saw the claw marks on Natalie, they all gasped in horror. "Natalie Time Tropy!" Aislinn shouted. "What happened to you? Rusty, I thought you were watching her." Rusty gulped. "I was," he said, "but you wanted to collect the, crystals, so—" "And you agreed with it?" "Not entirely. I was the one who wanted to have some fun out of the castle. Don't blame it on Natalie. Blame it on me instead." "And indeed we will," Entropy said. "We're coming back there immediately." "You are?" Natalie asked. "We are," Tiny shouted. That was his normal voice. He always shouted, no matter the situation. "Yes," said Entropy. "Natalie, I feel as if I failed as a father. I don't feel like you're safe being by yourself with Rusty. You could have gotten hurt." "What exactly happened to you, kid?" Dingodile asked. "I was attacked by this huge purple creature," Natalie said. "I'm not entirely sure what it was. It kind of looked like those purple crystals you're trying to collect, Cortex." Oops. Natalie had realized what she did wrong. She had mentioned the crystals. "How do you know about those?" Cortex asked. "I never mentioned those to you before. Rusty, is there something you're not telling us?" "In case you're wondering, I did tell her about the crystals," Rusty said. "She wanted to collect them after finding one on Wampa Island, so that was what we were doing. What's the harm in that?" "Look at the scratches on her, Rusty," said Aislinn. "She could have gotten severely hurt. Nefarious is right. We are going back there immediately. Let's go, guys." The computer screen shut off. Rusty turned off his own computer. "Are we in trouble?" Natalie asked Rusty. "Possibly," Rusty said. "I'm sorry about this, kid. I shouldn't have taken you out of the castle. It was strictly forbidden, but I broke the rules. I'm so sorry, Natalie." "Don't apologize. It's my fault for wanting to retrieve those stupid crystals." There was a knock on the front door, alerting them that the others were already there. Rusty answered the door, cowering a little bit. He stared at the floor. He didn't dare look at the others. Natalie was sitting in the living room, acting casual while reading the book she was reading earlier. Rusty let them in, and he sat beside Natalie. Aislinn's eyes turned fully red. That was a sign that she was furious. That was the look she gave Entropy 18 years ago when they used to hate each other. "I'm sorry, Mom," said Natalie. "Truly I am." "You had better be, Missy," said Aislinn. "Do you know how mad I am with you? I'm also mad at you, Rusty. We all are." "Rusty, how many times do I have to tell you not to go out of this castle unless we say so?" asked Cortex. "You're in trouble now," Engine said while laughing. "Quiet, you." "Anyway, do you know what this means?" Natalie gulped. "What?" she asked. "It means that you won't be staying with Rusty for a while. I'm sorry to say that, but it is what it is." Natalie wasn't at all happy to hear that. Neither was Rusty. They would miss each other greatly. Rusty was the fun type on Natalie. Well, she just had a lot of energy. She was a special kid, especially to Rusty. Natalie's body started to twitch. Her body turned gray for a few seconds and then went back to its normal color. She didn't know what was going on, but Embryo knew exactly what it was. "What's happening to me?" Natalie asked. "It's quite obvious," Embryo said. "You've been cursed." "Cursed? Why? Did I do anything wrong?" "In fact, you did. You left the castle, strictly breaking the rules. Even villains get cursed sometimes. It's just the way it is." "This can't be happening. I said I was sorry. How come Rusty hasn't gotten cursed? He's the one who let me out of the castle." "Because the rules you break were far worse than his. He may have let you out of the castle, but you broke the rules by trying to collect the crystals. Did you by any chance meet an orange Bandicoot on Whopper Island?" "In fact, I did. Rusty said his name was Crash Bandicoot, one of Cortex's failed creations. That is another reason why you have been cursed. Seeing Crash has cursed you. If we cannot get rid of this curse by the next week or two, you will be cursed for all eternity." "That's what you get, Natalie," said Engine. "I said quiet, Engine," Cortex shouted. They were all obviously mad with Rusty and Natalie. She was cursed now, and there was nothing any of them could do about it. Unless they ever found a way to get rid of it, of course. But it was almost impossible to get rid of, especially when someone was cursed this badly. When a villain was cursed, as the case was, it was way worse. Okay, guys, that's the end of Chapter 2. I cannot wait to write Chapter 4. Please give a big like and subscribe.